thank you so much for stopping by. I am Tia the Southern Rose, and today I'm going to share one of my favorite stories that I almost forgot. Can you believe that? So, many of us who are part of this conscious creation slash conscious co-creation slash law of attraction slash manifesting slash power of focus slash power of intention path, many of us forget many things that we've created through the power of our focus and our energy. We forget because so many things come in. And so it's like, you know, keeping track of every time you've seen a penny on the ground. Like, even if you collected every penny you saw on the ground, you would lose track over the weeks, months, and years of how many times you've done this unless you were keeping an active log. That's why if you manifest, you should probably keep some sort of log, because you will forget a lot of it, and when it comes back to mind, you're going to be amazed at the things that have come to pass in your life. So let's go back about 5-6 years or so. At least 6 or 7 years now that I think about it, since we're in 2021. Janet Jackson announces she's going on tour, and I have already determined at the moment that I found out she was doing it, I've determined I'm going. I don't know how, I don't know which city, I don't know any of that. I'm secretly hoping she's coming to my hometown. She didn't, not for any of the tour did she come to my hometown, but that was what I was hoping. But I said, she comes to another city, maybe Washington D.C. or Norfolk, I can go to one of those. That's cool. And so I checked out the prices, I checked out the dates, and I'm like, I really don't want to pay for a ticket. Not because she's not worth it, she's worth every penny, but I'm like, I'd really like to be gifted a ticket from, at the time I was married, I really like my husband to get me a ticket or something like that. I'm hoping that this comes in a way where I don't have to spend any money. Again, not because she's not worth it, but I just didn't want to spend money on that. So I'm like, okay, I'm excited, let's see what happens. The tour gets canceled, and I'm like, okay, I'm glad I didn't buy a ticket. They refunded everyone their tickets, by the way. Anybody that bought a ticket and the date got canceled, they got their money back. But I was disappointed because I was really hoping to go see her. And I'm like, Janet's in fantastic shape. She looks wonderful. But how long is she going to want to tour? Like, how many opportunities will we have to see her perform live on a stage? Like, I'm just like, it's not likely that this will be an opportunity available for me for the next 20 years. So in any case, the tour gets canceled for some reason. Maybe she was expecting, or maybe something else was going on. I don't know. But she canceled the tour. In the meantime, while all of this is going on, where we're trying to get this tour together, I say we like I'm part of her team. Well, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the tour and what dates I might want to do. In this whole process, Ticketmaster is being sued. I forget exactly why, but it was a class action lawsuit. I think they were charging fees that they shouldn't have, something like that. They got sued. They settled on a particular repayment arrangement, I guess you could say. And what they agreed to do is everyone who was part of this group, this class action group, whether you were one of the people that sued them or whether you were just a group affected by this particular process that they had, if you were let's see, what is the word? We'll leave that alone because it's late and I'm not going to look it up. But if you were part of one of those groups, those class A, class B groups that was affected by this policy that Ticketmaster had, you'd automatically get a certain number of ticket vouchers to go to different live events. And I'm like, okay, sweet, that's great. But literally every time I went to the website to use the voucher, because they had a specific website, they'd list all of the events. Every time I went, there were no available events, like none. So I'm like, okay, that's lame, but maybe something will come up before the vouchers expire, because they had an expiration date, but you were still dependent on Ticketmaster to come up with an event that you could go to with these time sensitive vouchers. So 2018 arrives, and I hear that Janet is going on tour again. She's picking up where she left off. And I'm like, yes, this is awesome. I'm going. But I'm thinking to myself, when will I go? Like, I saw the dates for the cities near me, and I was like, I wonder where she's going to be on my birthday, because she's going to be in nearby cities right around that time. And I look and I see on my birthday, Janet Jackson will be performing in Cary, North Carolina, which happens to be one of my favorite cities on the East Coast. Cary is situated right next to Raleigh-Durham area, and it's like the small town side of that city, that major city, Raleigh-Durham. And I love this particular hotel there. It's a Town Place Suites by Marriott. I love it. It is one of the most tranquil little spots I've ever been to. So I love this hotel, and it's in Cary, and the event is on my birthday in Cary. I said, this is my sign. I'm going to this particular one. Like, I found that out like maybe 2.5, 3 weeks before my birthday. So I'm excited. I'm like, I'm going to book my room and I'm going to buy my tickets. But something told me, check Ticketmaster. See if maybe you can get a good price on the tickets through there. I go to their site and I decide to check the voucher site to see, what's going on with the voucher, since I'm already on Ticketmaster. And Ticketmaster, surprise, surprise, has a slew of events listed that you can use your voucher for. I'm like, oh, wow, when did they update this? I go back to my email and I see they had emailed me like a day or two before about updating this list of things you could attend with these vouchers. I'm like, okay, so this is all falling into place. I look on the list and you know it, Janet Jackson's tour was on the list, and the Cary location specifically was one of the ones where you could use a voucher. And I'm like, okay, so what do I do now? And all I had to do was type in like my voucher number, and I got 2 free tickets to see Janet Jackson in Cary, North Carolina on my birthday. And so I'm awestruck because I didn't want to buy tickets, but I was going to, because I felt like, hey, if it's on my birthday in a city that I love, I can take a hint. That's where I need to be. But I didn't even have to buy my tickets. I went, like I said, I booked my room. I rented a car, and the car that I rented, when I got the car, I guess the guy behind the counter saw that my birthday was right in the time of the rental, and I got an automatic upgrade. So I had a nicer car than what I paid for, and the hotel was reasonably priced, and my room was wonderful. And yes, I did get to see Janet Jackson for free. I had the best time. One of my friends who lives in North Carolina met up with me, and I literally called her the day before, and I was like, hey girl, what you doing? Because the girl that was supposed to be meeting up with me, she had an emergency. She couldn't make it. And so I said, hey girl, what you doing? And she was like, oh, nothing. I was like, I got a free Janet Jackson ticket if you want to go. She said, stop playing. And I said, no, really. I was like, I got a free ticket. I said, if you want to go, it's all yours. We met up. We went. We had a ball, singing and dancing. It was in an amphitheater, so it was all outdoors. It was fantastic. The night was beautiful. They had predicted rain off and on. The night was clear. It was a great time, and it all came because I had been telling people I was going to see Janet Jackson before I had a date, before I had a location, before I had a ticket in hand. I was saying I was going to see Janet. So that is my story on that. I had a ball. I did a couple of really fun things in the city, and I loved it. I wish I could go back and relive some of that time again. But yeah, that was my birthday that year in 2018, 3 years ago. And I had the time of my life, and I loved every minute of it. So that is my story. If you have any similar stories, I'd love to hear about them. And I will try to remember some additional stories, hopefully. I can't promise you, but I will try, because I do know that I have more stories than I have memory. But these stories go back as far as childhood. So, like, before I even knew what this was, this particular path was, I was doing it. So, in any case, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you all soon. I have another video coming in 2 days where I talk about some of the vitamins and medications and supplements I take to help with my fibromyalgia, and that should be pretty interesting if you are a fibro sufferer like me, or fibro warrior, if you want to put it that way, which is a lot more positive. Then you might find something interesting in that video, hopefully. So I will talk to you all soon. Take care, okay? Bye-bye.